Okay. So some of this will be a review for sure, and some of it will maybe be new, which is what we like to see. Go blue today. Okay. So parallel lines, what do you guys know about parallel lines? They are next to each other, but what's like really important about parallel lines? They don't ever intersect. Yes. So we are going to say lines that are coplanar. Do you know what coplanar means? They're on the same plane. So coplanar lines that never intersect. Just give yourself a picture here. Just draw yourself just two lines next to each other that will never touch. You can call this guy, I don't know, line N and line M. Now, if you were just like given a picture, how would you tell if lines are parallel? They're going to have these little triangles on them. So draw yourself these little triangles. Those tell you that lines are parallel. That's how you know. So if they don't have those little triangles, then you can't really say for sure or not if lines are parallel or not. And then if you want to be fancy in math, we have a shorthand for parallel. It's just two straight up and down bars. So line N is parallel to M. That's just a fun little tidbit. You want to add it. Parallel lines. Okay, what do you suppose parallel planes are? Planes that never. Okay, perfect. Planes that never intersect or touch. Okay, you guys, you're gonna find out I really can't draw, so don't judge me. Your end goal is basically to draw two rectangles on top of each other that don't touch. Okay, so what you're trying to draw, right? I'm gonna try my best on the smartboard, but it's gonna look like absolute crap. Okay, so we're gonna give it a go. Okay, there's one plane. I'll call it plane R. Now draw one underneath it, hopefully. Yep, so as good as it gets, you guys. Plane B. Just know that they're never going to touch. They're just like floating on top of each other, okay? Okay. What do you guys know about perpendicular lines? They do cross, but specifically at what kind of an angle? At 90 degrees, yeah. So lines that intersect at right angles. Give yourself a picture here. How do we know if it's a right angle or not? What do we look for? That little box. Yep, that's how you know. It has to have that. Should we do line C and line D? The fancy way to like abbreviate perpendicular, you could say line C is perpendicular. It's just like an upside down capital T. That means perpendicular in math to D. So line C is perpendicular to D. And maybe the only really new thing today is skew lines. Does anyone have an idea? So basically skew lines, they're not on the same plane and they don't touch. So let's write that down and then I can show you an example. So not on the same plane. And they don't intersect. So they're not on the same plane and they do not intersect. So we could do like BA. So now I need to think of a line that's not going to be parallel to it and it can't be on this front face. Does that kind of make sense? So like GH. So can we agree that they're not on the same plane on different sides of our cube? And they're never going to touch because one's going up and down and one's going side to side. That's kind of what you look for, is something that's one's going up and down and one's going side to side. CE would work too. Yep, that would work. There's a bunch of different examples. I just chose those ones. AB skew to GH. Yeah, the easiest thing is find what's going up and down and one going the opposite direction. You're good to go. Okay, determine if the lines are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. So what do we think for lines A and B? Are they parallel? No, they touch. Are they perpendicular?
Yeah.
Do they make a right angle?
No.
Right, we don't know anything about those angles, so these ones would be neither. What about line P and line Q? Are we okay with that? Can we make that right angle? What about R and T? How do we know they're parallel?
Because they have
Those little triangles?
and then they're opposite.
Yes. Parallel. Okay, turn the page. We just have to answer a few questions about this diagram and then we are done for the day. You'll get it done like very fast. Okay, here we go. So we have line DE, AB, and oh goodness, GC. They all appear to be what? Parallel, perpendicular, or neither?
Parallel.
Yeah, they're never going to touch, right? Parallel. Okay, what about DE and BE? Yep, they make that right angle. Perfect. BE and GC.
You.
Yeah. Are they ever going to touch? No, they're on opposite planes. So they are skew. What about line BE is blank to plane DEF, so this bottom plane. What do you guys think? They do intersect, yes, they do touch here at this corner, but what, do they do anything special there? 90 degrees, right, so that makes them perpendicular. What about plane GAD, so this guy on the left, and plane BCE, this plane on the right? And two end pieces here.
You.
They do kind of look skew, but they're parallel because they're both going the same way. So they're parallel. And then our last question, name a pair of skew lines. There are many. We just have to name one.
BE.
So I heard BE. What was the other one? DE, but do you see how they touch? So DE won't work. What could work with BE though?
BE and GC.
GC. Yes, that does work. Does anyone else want to give a different one? CF and AB. Yes, love that. We'll do that one too. And then we said CF and AB. Good work, team. Good stuff. I need a new board so bad. Apologize, you guys. It's not ideal conditions up here. AB and CF. Are we okay? Do we need anything else? Pretty straightforward. Okay. Perfect. Let's